Hey, I'm Ewan, and today we are here to talk about the LA Choppers Thresher and Hammerhead Handlebars. Also, let's get this out of the way now. I know there's a set of handlebars on my face. I grew it for this video, homegrown in the USA. Just like LA Choppers, made here in the USA, they've been making parts for your motorcycle for quite a while, and they specialize in things like handlebars, grips, cables, lowering kits, billet upgrades, you name it, they've got you covered. Right off the bat, I think what makes these bars so special is that they are looking right at you Road Glide guys who want to get a T-bar setup for your machine, and you're looking at the options available. They are named Hammerhead and Thresher specifically after sharks because of the shark nose fairing, although they will fit on some later Road King models. These are incredibly special for a T-bar setup because if you've looked into what it requires to put T-bars on your touring bike, there are a lot of parts you can wind up purchasing and then a lot of labor to get them on. These are designed to give you the same look and feel, except that you're going to work with your OEM clamp, your OEM gauge cluster, and they are still going to bend around your infotainment system to leave everything as it was and give you that performance and aesthetic that you are looking for. So let's get into the construction here. I have two different finishes in front of me, and these are the two finishes that they are offered in. To my right, your left, I have a black Hammerhead in a 12-inch. We have a 14-inch Thresher in a chrome, and then the 16-inch black Hammerhead. So these are the two finish options as well as the three sizes, 12, 14, and 16. As far as fitment goes, the 12-inch option is going to work with your OEM brake lines, clutch lines, and wiring, but then if you're looking into the 14 or the 16-inch options, you're definitely going to have to get new brake cables, clutch cables, and then wiring extensions to get to them to fit that additional rise, because an OEM bar is about a 10-inch rise, so you're getting a bit higher. Now, as far as pullback goes, the Hammerhead is going to have a 5.5-inch pullback, whereas the Thresher will have a 4.5-inch pullback. So it's going to be a bit more upright than your OEM bars, a bit further forward, just a real racy, cool style. The other thing that is really nice about the construction of these is these mitered corners. So they look really nice. The Thresher is a 90-degree angle, and the Hammerhead's a bit more aggressive, and they're these nice mitered corners, which can also bring us into the install here. And a feature that I like about installing these bars is these mitered corners come deburred from LA Choppers out of the box. And what deburring is that they go through and they sand down the inside to make sure that there's no metal snags or hooks that your wires might get caught on when fishing these through. Now yesterday, Patrick Garvin and I installed a set of 12-inch Thresher bars on a 2020 Road Glide, and we'll have a video for you to see exactly what that project looks like and some additional tips that'll make it easier when going to get these on your motorcycle. These are 1.5 inches in diameter with an 1.25 inch clamping area, which is nice for snaking wires through, having that additional width on the bars. Now, like I had mentioned with traditional T-bar setups earlier, there's a lot that goes into it. Sometimes you'll even look into top trees, new ignition, new gauge cluster relocation. The list of parts adds up and becomes costly really, really fast. And the labor also adds up really quickly. These are going to give you all the benefits of T-bars without having to get all the parts and spend all the time installing them. Some other things I really like about these bars is, one, that they'll work with your OEM Harley heated grips, which I think is really nice, as well as those deburred mitered corners I had mentioned earlier for ease of use. But I think most importantly, these bars all come with a new set of perch clamps. The perch clamps on the OEM Harley bars are notoriously beefy and heavy, and they don't work on a lot of aftermarket bar setups. So the fact that these come with the perch clamps already is great, because not only will you not have to order them, but you won't go to install your bars and find out later that your OEM perch clamps won't work and sit around for a week waiting for parts and not being able to ride your motorcycle. If I had to pick one dislike, it would really just be the aggressive corners on these bars, not for an aesthetic standpoint because I think they look great, only because it's difficult to run wires through sharp corners sometimes. But that's through no fault of LA Choppers, that's just the price of looking cool. If you have any further questions about these bars, go ahead and click the link to our product detail page where you can read what other riders are saying, their likes, their dislikes, their reviews of using this product. But if you have further questions, go ahead and give our customer service team a call. They're all riders just like you, and they'd be happy to help you get set up. Now, thanks for joining me in talking about these LA Choppers Hammerhead and Thresher bars today. I'm Ewan, and I'll see you out there.